Okay, teachers, welcome to the second lesson of your e-class training. Today you're going to actually be learning how to set up your home page. Just to let you know that your home pages are where the students are going to see the content that you actually post on it. And to find the list of pages that you, or the courses that you have access to, you can click your drop down and type in your last name at the top and click the search, and it'll show you all the different courses you have access to. Now, there's a difference between certain types of teachers. For example, specials teachers. If you type in your name and you search, you're going to find that you have a bunch of pages for year 2014. Do not use those pages. Those are last year's pages. The previous year's pages will stay there to allow you to transfer different content over. You will have access to two 2015 year pages. That's this year. So the school year ends in 2015. You're going to want to use one of those pages. Let me explain to you the difference between the one that says 2015 S1 and 2015 YR, which stands for year. If you use the S1 page at the end of the semester, you're going to see when semester 2 starts, you're going to see an S2 page. You're going to have to transfer that information from S1 to S2. If you use the 2015 year page, that information will be there all year long. Okay, so once again, ignore the 2014 ones and choose between the 2015 ones. All right, if you're a classroom teacher, or any other teacher for that matter, when you type yours in, you're going to see a 2014 year page. Once again, do not use that page. You're also going to see a 2015 semester 1 elementary and health and PE page. Do not use that page either. Okay, you're going to choose between the core page, which would be 2015 S1, your name, your grade, and then it's going to say core, or it's going to be 2015 S1, your name, homeroom. Let me explain to you the difference between the two pages. If you are only choosing or using your students from, say, if you look in your gradebook under your conduct class, you only want those students to be able to access the information, you're going to use the homeroom page. If you have other classes in which you trade with another teacher, in other words, those students don't appear in your conduct page, but they do appear in some other tab within your gradebook, then you're going to use your core page. So if I am a teacher that has students traded between me and another teacher because, say, I switch from math or science or social studies or some other class like that, and that I have students in my gradebook that don't appear in my conduct class, you're going to want to use the core page. Okay? Once again, if you only have students from your conduct class and the rest of your tabs either way, you can use the core page too. Doesn't really matter. All right. So if you use the homeroom one, you must be aware that only students that are in your conduct class can have access to this page. So it's probably safer just to use the core class. All right. So now that you've got that straight, let's actually get on to designing your home page or your course page. Okay, so I'm going to pick my sandbox page. Let me tell you about sandbox pages. You also had a sandbox page that was listed there. Nobody can see your sandbox page whatsoever except for you. I can't even see it. It is a practice page. It's there for you to, you can post stuff there. You could use it within your classroom as a teacher. However, your students can't actually get access to it. So unless you're practicing, if you're only practicing, use your sandbox. Other than that, you should post your other actual course pages. Okay, so I'm using my sandbox because I don't actually have course pages because I don't have students assigned to me in Sassy. So therefore, I'm on my sandbox page. You should be on the actual page that you want to use, whether it be your core or your homeroom, or if you're a specials teacher, whether you're using S1 or the year page. Okay, let's take a look at what your page will look like when you first go there. All right, when you first go there, it's set up as a generic page. There's a few things that are already on it. Let me explain to you what you're looking at. At the top, you have a little picture bar up there. Okay, over this area right here is called your nav bar. Later lessons, I'll tell you how you can choose what goes in your nav bar. You can decide what is on there. Now, my view as the teacher is going to be different than what's viewed as the student. Okay, so here's your nav bar. All right, this next area right here where it says the actual class name, this area right here corresponds to that class name right there. When you set up your page, you have the choice of whether to keep that name there or not. It's up to you. Okay, the next area, you're going to have different areas in which you can include what are called widgets. This content browser is a widget. This bookmarks is a widget. This news is a widget. This calendar, it's a widget. Okay, all these are widgets, and you can decide what widgets to use on your page. You can also decide how it's laid out on your page. So let's go ahead and show you how to do that now. At the top in your nav bar, you're going to click on Edit Course. Anytime you want to change anything about your course pages whatsoever, it's all done under Edit Course. Okay? So now we're going to be working with home pages today. So I'm going to click on Home Pages. When you get to Home Pages, you're going to see a page that looks like this. Okay? At the top, you see Home Pages and Widgets. We'll discuss widgets in just a second. Alright, you'll see a button that says Create a Home Page. You're going to see the active home page. Right now, my active home page is set to GCPS course home page, as you can see right there. Alright, if I wanted to change it, I could choose a different home page and click Apply. Alright, and then below it, you're going to see, on your screen, you're going to see only, if you've never used this before, you're only going to see these bold black pages right here. The pages right there that have the black font. You can't change those. You can make copies of them and change them later on, but if they're just black ones right there, you can't make any changes. They're set the way they are. Okay, I'll show you how to change those in just a second, but if you're going to create one from scratch, all you have to do is click on Create Home Page. Once you click Create Home Page, you're going to enter in the name of the home page, Mr. Salo's page. You can name it to whatever you want. Alright, and then you don't have to put a description in there if you want. The type will be widget based, don't change that. And as for the header, that had to do with the name, that Salo K675 Sandbox, or whatever the name of your page is, that would appear in this area right here. If you uncheck that, that name goes away. If you have it checked, it will stay there. Alright, so for right now, I'll just keep it checked. It really doesn't matter. It's up to you. Now you have the layout of the page. You can change the way the widgets appear on the page. By clicking Change Layout, you can see all the different possible layouts that you can have. Right now it's set up as a basic one. I don't want a basic one, I want one a little bit more fancy. If I choose this one right here, it's going to have a panel at the top, 3 panels in the middle, and 1 panel at the bottom. If you look at the picture, that's how they are designed and that's how they'll be laid out. I click Update. You can see my picture changed right here because that's the layout that I have. And if I scroll down just a little bit, you'll see the general layout, okay, where it says Widgets. You have the large panel up top, and the 3 panels in the middle, and the 1 panel at the bottom, just like the layout right here. So depending on your layout, this area will look different. But because I'm creating this, there are no widgets added to my page right now. Alright, so I need to add widgets. To do that, in each section, you can add as many widgets as you want. Okay, but I'm going to add only 1 widget to each section. Okay, so to do that, you click on the section that says Add Widgets, and it's going to show you the widgets that you have access to. Now, this is the most important point. Okay, the most important widget that you can put on your page is the Content Browser. It will allow you to post information to your site or work within your site. Other than that, it's basically useless. So you need to definitely have Content Browser on there, or else there's really no point in using eClass. Alright, so I'm going to click Add, and you can see that it pops up right in there. Okay, if I wanted to add another widget to this section, I certainly could. I'm going to just pick the top one up here. I'm going to click Add just to show you can put as many widgets in that top section as you want, or in any section for that matter. If you don't want the widget there, or if you want to move the widget to a different spot, you can always drag it up, and it would put it in a different order. If I wanted to say, oh, I didn't mean to put it in that area, I wanted to drag it down to this section, I could drag it down and put it there. If you want to remove the widget and you don't really want the widget there at all, you just float over it, you see the little X in the corner, you click it, and the widget goes away. Alright, so now we have the Content Browser there, which is the most important one and is actually required that you put that on your page. Alright, let's go through the different widgets that are there. Alright, looking at the different widgets, another one that you might want to put up there is your News widget. You might want to include some important information. Okay, I'm going to put, actually my News one in a different spot. I'm going to put, I'll put my News one right there. I'll click Add. You can see my News one goes there. So now I'm in the middle. I'm going to put another widget. I'm going to put another widget. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on My Courses. Let me explain to you what My Courses is. My Courses will list the 10 last courses I visited. So if I'm a teacher and I log on, I'll see all the teacher pages that I went to, or like say the mock, the sock, the SOAR. If your students log on, they're going to see the last course pages that they've logged on to. Okay, then I'm going to go over here, add another widget that's going to be helpful. And another widget that might be helpful is, say, bookmarks. Bookmarks is a great widget to have up there because if there's any content that's up here that I want to bookmark or save to later where I don't have to go into folders or find or anything, I can put them there and it'll appear into bookmarks. Okay? And at the bottom, Another important, very important one that you probably want to put on your page that you as the teacher will only be able to see, students won't be able to see this one, is role switch. Click add, and I'll explain to you what the role switch is in just a second. Okay, role switch. So now we have the widgets, content browser, news, my courses, bookmarks, and role switch. Those are probably the most that I find is the most helpful. There are other widgets that are there that are very helpful too, such as the calendar. That would be a great one to put up there. You can put different events and stuff in there. All right, so now that we have it all set up, I'm going to click save. And if you want to continue to work on it, you can just click save. But if you're going to save and close, now as I look, there's my page, Mr. Salo's page. Notice it's blue because I can edit that page. Now let's say you liked the original course, GCPS course homepage, and you wanted, which was active right now. You can see that's the active one that I've chose right there. All right, let's say that you had that one and you wanted to just change the widgets that are on there but keep the same layout and everything about it. If you click the little drop-down arrow and click copy, it's going to create a copy of the GCPS course homepage, as you see right here. Once you click copy, like for example, if I do this one, and I click copy. Now if you notice, the GCPS organization homepage, I've made a copy. I can't click on this one and change it, but I can click on this one and actually edit it. If I did it with the GCPS course homepage, which is the default one start off, I can click on it, and I can go in and change the name. Alright, I can go in and change the layout of it. I can change the widgets that are on it. I can click save and close. And now, if you look, no longer is there the GCPS course homepage copy. It's moved down here or moved right here because I changed the name to change name. Okay, so these blue ones are the ones that I can actually edit. So now the one that I created, Mr. Salo's page, that one, if I go to it, I'm going to go ahead and make that my active page. So I click on Mr. Salo's page. I click apply. Okay, now I'm going to click home right here, and if you notice, my original page, which was the sandbox page, my original page is now the actual one that I've actually created. So basically that's your lesson today, is to go ahead and create an actual page, or design your actual page, put the widgets in there that you want, and that is it. Alright, we'll get to the later lessons on putting information into your content browser in a later lesson. If you have any questions, just let me know. Shoot me an email. Say, hey Kyle, stop by. Can you help me out with this? I watched your video. I looked at the handouts associated with it. I can't figure it out. I'll be more than happy to come and help you. Other than that, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next lesson.